The Star's Whisper floated in the heart of the astral sea, a place where the stars shimmered like broken dreams, and the cosmic winds whispered ancient secrets. Lyra stared at the aegis of eternity in her hand, feeling its pulsating energy like a heartbeat, deep and powerful. The artifact had led her here, to the edge of the galaxy, to a forgotten world where time itself seemed to bend. The aegis was not just a relic of the VKL, it was something much older, something that had existed long before even their advanced civilization. The strange markings that covered its surface told a story Lyra had yet to fully understand, but one thing was clear: the aegis could change the very fabric of time, and it held the power to rewrite history. Lyra's mind raced. What was this power? How could it be controlled? And more importantly, why had the universe hidden it from all of history? Suddenly, a flicker of light broke her concentration. The ship's systems hummed, and a warning flashed on the control panel: gravitational anomaly detected. Lyra felt the ship shudder, the energy around her intensifying. She rushed to the cockpit, her heart pounding as she gripped the controls. Outside, the stars twisted and swirled, as if reality itself was unraveling. The anomaly was growing. Then, as if summoned by the artifact, the void around her split open. A massive, shimmering portal appeared, glowing with an ethereal light. Lyra's hands shook as she watched the swirling vortex unfold before her. It was as if time itself had opened a door to another world, a world she was not yet ready to face. But the aegis was calling her, and she could not ignore its pull. With a deep breath, Lyra guided the ship into the portal, feeling the intense force as the Star's Whisper was pulled toward the unknown. The walls of the ship groaned under the pressure, and the stars outside became a blur of light. She closed her eyes, bracing for the unknown, as the fabric of reality twisted around her. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself in a place that was not quite a place at all. Before her, stretching as far as the eye could see, was a massive, glowing structure. A pyramid of gleaming crystal, surrounded by floating islands and rivers of light. The air shimmered with energy, and the ground beneath her feet pulsed with a steady rhythm, like a heartbeat. This was no ordinary world. This was the place where the VKL had disappeared, the place where the final battle had been fought, the heart of the war that no one remembered. And now it was alive again. Lyra stepped out of the ship, her boots sinking slightly into the soft, glowing ground. As she walked toward the pyramid, she felt a presence, an ancient intelligence watching her, waiting. She had heard stories of this place, but no one had ever returned from it. It was said that the VAL had used the aegis here, to bend time and erase the war from existence. But Lyra had a feeling that this place held more than just forgotten memories. It was the key to the future. At the base of the pyramid, she found an entrance, a door carved with symbols she recognized. Symbols of the VAL, the Catherians, and other lost civilizations. The door creaked open as if it had been waiting for her, revealing a vast chamber inside. In the center of the room stood a pedestal, and atop it, another aegis identical to the one Lyra held. But this one glowed brighter, more intense, as if it contained all the power of the universe. As she approached, a voice, deep and resonant like the echoes of the cosmos, spoke to her. You seek to rewrite the past, but the past cannot be undone. The battle you wish to erase was never meant to be forgotten. It was the turning point, the catalyst for what is to come. Lyra stood frozen, her hand tightening around her own aegis. Who are you? She asked, her voice steady despite the unease creeping into her heart. I am the Keeper of Time, the voice replied. I have watched over this world since the beginning. I have seen the rise and fall of empires, the birth and death of stars, the turning of the wheel of time. The aegis is a tool, but it is also a trap. It has the power to erase history, to rewrite it, but it also has the power to trap you in the past, forever lost to the endless cycles of time. Lyra's mind raced. The aegis had done this. It had erased the war, but at what cost? What had the VAL done to themselves, and to humanity, by using its power? The war never happened, Lyra whispered, her voice full of wonder and sorrow. But it did happen. It was erased not because it didn't exist, but because it had to. The battle between humanity and the VAL was a lesson that the universe could not forget. The Keeper of Time's voice softened. Yes, the battle was necessary, but its consequences were too great. The aegis was used to erase the memory of it, to prevent the universe from falling into chaos. But you must understand, Lyra, there are some things that should never be forgotten. Lyra felt a surge of understanding. The past, the present, and the future were all intertwined. The aegis had not simply erased the war, it had preserved a fragile balance. And now she had to decide whether to leave things as they were, or to risk altering everything. With a deep breath, Lyra placed her aegis next to the one on the pedestal. The two artifacts hummed in unison, their energies swirling around her. She closed her eyes, feeling the weight of her decision. And then she made her choice. The chamber erupted in light. When the light faded, Lyra was standing outside the pyramid, back on the surface of the strange world. The star's whisper hovered nearby, its engines humming softly. The Aegis was gone, and the portal to the past had closed forever. Lyra stood there for a long moment, staring at the horizon, where the stars gleamed like the promise of new beginnings. The war that had never happened was no longer a mystery but a part of history, preserved yet out of reach. The Keeper of Time had spoken the truth. Some things were better left forgotten. The balance of the universe had been restored, and now it was time for Lyra to move forward, to continue her journey through the stars, seeking new stories, new adventures, and new truths. As she turned to board her ship, a quiet peace settled over her. The universe had a way of healing itself, of finding its balance, no matter how much it was pushed or pulled by the hands of time. And now, Lyra was ready to face whatever came next. The stars beckoned.
Hey there. If you're enjoying the story so far, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our exciting adventures.